sudo boot. All right, bench off is in here.
Okay, we're gonna go live.
Okay.
All right, it's live from the desk of Lady Ada.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a Thursday night from the desk of Lady Ada. I'm all recharged from last night's epic, extra long Ask an Engineer.
It was a big show.
It was an amazing show, but we're right on track. And tonight we're going to be doing a hack chat with hackaday.io and Sophie Kravitz, who has kindly invited me over there to do a typey chat with them on the Raspberry Pi Zero. And I've also been working on a Pi Zero audio tutorial because a couple of people have been asking me, like, hey, like, you kind of talked about, like, you could do audio PWM through the Pi Zero, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm writing that up, and so I'm going to work on that for a little bit, and then we're going to go right into this hack chat at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
We can keep you going afterwards if you want, and you can switch to your Raspberry Pi stuff you're doing.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff I'm working on. Also,
it depends on how tired you are.
We'll see how energetic I am.
I'm Phil. I'm the talking head behind the scenes here. Hello. Odd bit of trivia. I started Hackaday, so it's kind of
your
weird.
fault.
It's like going to my old house and there's all these new rooms. So the hack chat will be going on. Lady Ada will be here. We'll bounce in and out. She'll repeat the questions and say them, but you should go to hackaday.io right now if you're watching live.
Yep.
You got about 8 minutes. And Lady Ada, let's go to your screen and let's get this going.
Yeah, so this is the hack chat. So we'll get to this shortly, but right now I'm working on this tutorial on adding audio to the Pi Zero. And it's wrong window. And I got my Pi Zero here, and the thing that I'm about to do is I'm trying to figure out what is the overlay used for the Zero, or maybe I can just load up some other one. I have not looked at device tree overlays for a little bit, because I see here there's BCM, RPi B, that's the Raspberry Pi B. There's the B+, which is actually probably the closest to what I'm working with. CM, which is the compute module, and then the 2B, which is definitely not what I want. And then if you go to overlays, there's all the like hat overlays and such. Maybe it's PWM 2chan. Oh, I forgot these are compiled overlays. So I'm going to go back to the tutorial that I wrote, because I mentioned in that tutorial about the overlays, because I got it all working, but now I want to make it so when you boot up, it automatically sets the GPIO alternative function. I'm probably not going to get to this in 6 minutes, but
you can do it.
I'm going to research it, and then I'll get that working. But do you want maybe I can just show off the
Yeah, let's go to the overhead.
How am I going to do this? Okay, hold on, let me unplug this.
Can you unplug it?
Yeah, I can unplug it. I'll just take this with me. You know what? I'm just gonna let me just shut down because I have to sudo shut down. I'll shut this down, and then I can show it on the overhead. Okay. So, can I move this down?
You do whatever you want.
All right, sweet. How do I do that?
It's your show.
I know. I don't understand this thing. Oh, I see. Ha. I understand this now. So this is the Raspberry Pi Zero plugged into a cobbler, and this is a T-cobbler, and it's kind of nice because it's just like you solder in the right angle headers, and you just plug it right in. Super nice. And then, so the audio on the Raspberry Pi Zero normally comes through a 3.5 millimeter jack, and they left that out for just cost and size reasons. But the way that the Raspberry Pi does audio anyways, it doesn't have like an audio output. It doesn't have like a DAC from this processor. Like this, it's not an audio processing chip, it's a video chip. And it does digital audio, but doesn't do analog audio. So what they did is actually they have the PWM outputs. And the PWM outputs run at like 50 megahertz. They're very, very fast. And so you can adjust the duty cycle of those PWMs in order to, let's see if I can. Yeah, sorry. In order to, if you filter the 50 megahertz at, the PWM, you can basically create audio because 50 megahertz is so much higher than the 20 kilohertz is the highest frequency you want to replicate with audio. And so what you can do is you set up the alternate functions for the pins, because pins can be inputs and outputs, but some of them have alternate functions, like they can be I squared C, or they can be a video output, or they can be PWM output. So you set pins 18, which is over here, it's that green wire, and 13, which is over here, to be the PWM 0 and 1. There's two PWMs, left and right channel. And then here you have a little RC filter. It's a resistor divider to bring the 3.3 volt down to 1 volt peak to peak, so that your headphone output isn't like 3 volts, which can blow out small headphones. Get it down to 1 volt peak to peak max, and then a capacitor just to help filter out that high frequency 50 megahertz and get you back down to the only 20 kilohertz and above. And it does work, but you have to run this function called GPIO alt to set the alternative usage of the pins, because when you reboot, it always just sets it back to, you want it to have a GPIO on that pin. So we're going to play around with this. Probably do that after the chat, because I want to definitely have mental patience to really mess with overlays, because I have to decompile and recompile them because they come as binaries. I got to find in GitHub, I think they have the original source code for device tree overlays. It's not true binary, but it is a compiled format. So I want to do that. So I'm going to boot up my Pi Zero in case people have questions they want to ask about the Pi Zero. I also managed to test Jessie Lite today, which is kind of neat. Phil B and Tony Nicola really like Jessie Lite. It's a version of the Raspberry and Jessie operating system, except instead of being like 5 gigs, it's about a gig and a half. So you can actually fit on a 2 gig card. It doesn't include X11, it doesn't include Minecraft, it doesn't include like Mathematica, but for a lot of projects where you just want to have like, GPIO, like maybe playing audio, you use a Pi TFT, you don't want X11, you just, you can use Pygame or something on the Pi TFT, then you save yourself like 3 gigs of space. Okay, it's 7:59. So I'm going to take a break. And, all right, so I'm going to be on the Hacker channel. Should I tell people they can watch this live?
Yeah, they should...
Go to hackaday.io to see the text chat. We're just broadcasting what we're doing behind the scenes.
No, but I'm going to tell the Hackaday people.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing is just check Twitter, and it has the links to everything. So twitter.com/Adafruit if they want to see the video of this behind the scenes while we do it.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready to rock. Are we on YouTube? We're not YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Or YouTube? Okay,
Yeah,
YouTube.
if you go to youtube.com/Adafruit/live.
And also Ustream?
Ustream.tv.
Ustream.tv.
/Adafruit.
Adafruit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
so
it's 8 p.m.
2 p.m. You're gonna do this, and then you can start answering questions. And you got the spreadsheet, right?
Okay. Let's check this out. Okay, so I'm going to go to the spreadsheet. Okay. So, all right, so we're going to start.
Sophie has a question in the
Oh.
chat. So can, there it is.
Oh, okay, you're going to do it. Oh, hey, Sophie, thanks. Okay, how does the Raspberry Pi Foundation prevent cloning? That's a great question. Well, I don't work for the Pi Foundation, but it seems like it's not easy to get a hold of the BCM chips used in the Pi. It's not like you can get them from DigiKey. You have to book the order. So perhaps it's not easy to do so. Also, the BOM of the Pi is pretty expensive, so it's not like you could make a ton of money. The Pi Foundation is a charity. Okay. How is that for the cross
Yeah, good work.
typing?
And we're on Periscope.
Periscope,
We're on
Meerkat.
We're on Twitch. We're on
Twitch,
YouTube,
Ustream.
and we're on Ustream.
Yes. Got my.
There's no other places left for us to go.
I'm ready for more typing. Okay, ready for next cue. Hit me up, Sophie.
This is cool because this proves that you're not in my imagination. I didn't make Hackaday for you to, get generated from it. Although that was one of the goals I was
What?
hoping. I was hoping to meet amazing cool people who did hardware. You're not a figment of my imagination. You're real. There's people can see you in your
Okay.
typing. Everything's fine.
That would be really cool if this was just like some weird fight club for electronics.
I was worried for a little while.
Okay. Well, this is kind of fun. All right, MPen asks, do you think that the Pi Zero is on target to be a proper educational tool, given the corners have to be cut, or is the Pi 2B more viable in relation to features versus cost? Okay. Well, it's a little early to be sure. I think that the Pi Zero is going to be a better tool for high-level education, e.g. late high school, college, uni, etc. Kind of like you start with a Pi 2, it has a lot of the extras built in, but then when you want to build your first robot or embeddable project for school, the Pi Zero is what you want. It's in a way much more hacker friendly than the Pi Zero. And the Pi 2 is more beginner friendly. I think the 0 is ideal for headless type projects. Low power. And then if people who are watching this on Twitch or YouTube or Ustream, they can go to Hackaday and there's a spreadsheet and they can add their questions. Right? I think like all you have to do is just log into the Hacker Chat.
So.
Yeah. And you don't have to remove the headers. I think the Pi 0 is way better than the PC 104. That's what we had. It sucked. Okay. Our next question comes from Thorsky. Custom Pi's, Custom 0. Seen some mention that Adafruit can do this. Love the mini Pi camera. Well, I know for sure that, was it Element 14 that had the custom Pis, or is it Newark?
Yeah, Premium Farnell,
That
Element 14. I believe.
Farnell Newark is offering custom Pi service. For us, we really dig just building off of the current constraints. Press that speech bubble on the top right of the chat. Oh, right. Of the Pis as they are. I hate to see the NRE costs for a custom Pi. We don't really need to make a custom Pi.
Not anymore. Right? We could.
We could.
I mean, the Pi module.
Yeah, I think like the compute module and the compute module and the 0 are the most embeddable. I mean, what else could you take out? And you've got tons of GPIO in a standard format. Okay, I think that's kind of my deal. That's my answer. So some GPIOs are not broken out. Not all, but you have access to pretty much all the functionality. Compute module has way more GPIO, but in a odd form factor. Trade-offs. Okay, get another question. Are people working on reducing the idle power consumption of the SOIC down to several milliamps when idle, which can make the Pi more friendly for battery-powered apps? And with the 0 coming in at a $5 price point, how relevant will the Arduino and Ico microcontrollers be in the next few years, where people might want to stuff a PowerLink system in that can suit their application? The preempt real-time patches can make better for real-time stuff. Well, I actually don't know if people are working on reducing the idle power consumption. Idle power usage. It's a little tougher when you have a full Linux OS running. There's people who have done bare metal programming. That can definitely be lower power. I think it's always a little hard to have a good battery powered solution with a Linux board that runs off of SD card. There's just this risk of corrupting the file system. There's always going to be a place for microcontrollers. I really like the Cortex M0 and M3 series. There's things they do that the Pi just doesn't do. DAC, ADC, PWMs, the complexity of dealing with a Linux kernel just to get real time timing might not be worth it. It's nice to have a ARM chip where you turn it on and it takes 1 milliseconds to boot.
All right, good work. Other people in other chats are asking questions too.
Okay.
What's an NRE? What does that stand
Oh, someone asked, what's an NRE? Non-recoverable expense? It's the one-time upfront cost you pay for designing.
Usually it's
Non-recurring.
Usually it's non-recurring engineering.
Non-recurring.
Yeah, usually it's non-recurring engineering. So you develop the product once, and then after that, you're researching and developing and testing.
So, the more complicated a board is for the test fixtures, PCB, layout, stencils, programming, et cetera, et cetera. More complicated boards like Pi can have, well, not 50K, 10K plus NRE. Not only are the expenses non-recurring, they are also non-recoverable. Because once you pay it, even if you don't go through with the manufacturing, you gotta pay it. It's like it's the thing. It's the cost of entry. If you design a board, let's say, and you go through all these expenses, and it doesn't work out, you don't get your tooling money back. Like it's done. Okay. Besides CAS, what's the most striking thing with the Pi Zero is its size? What were some of the ideas you can share with us for things you want to hide one in? Okay. Whoa, I got like 4 questions at once. Okay, so the size is definitely one. It's definitely skinny, which I like. And I like that there's no headers attached. We're thinking of making a 3D printed Game Boy Micro, which I will look up the Game Boy Micro. Oh, hold on. Here you go. Just because we've really nailed down the get RetroPie working with the PyTFT kernel thing going. But it's also excellent for wearables. We were thinking of slipping one into a purse with a large RGB matrix, so you can have a LED display with that can truly play video, which the Arduino would struggle with, but is super easy for the Pi Zero. The Pi 2 B Plus is kind of chunky. Okay, Craig asks, is the Pi Zero compatible with the Pi Sense hat? Well, I don't know for 100% sure, but it ought to work just fine. The pinouts of the Zero are identical to that of the Pi B Plus, and it uses the same chipset memory OS. So unless there's some check that it only works with the B Plus, who knows why, but it's unlikely. It will just work. Okay. Next question. What? Oh, is it cat cam time? Cat cam. Cat.
Hey, dude.
You know, you can see in the corner there, like right there.
Yeah.
That's the Cortex M0 like manual. I'm reading
Yeah.
it. So what does not work on Jessie? Okay. Most things work on Jessie. Stuff that has to do with boot up, init D versus system D is of course going to be different. Most of the incompatibilities aren't the OS itself, but the updated versions of libraries, software, etc. Okay. Adding analog audio to the Pi Zero. Yep, I just got the analog audio to work. It's not hard. You have to type in a few commands to move the PWM pins from number 40 and number 45 to number 13 and number 18 on the GPIO header. Whoa. Number 18 pin.
Whoa, what
Whoa,
is that?
I don't know. Hold on.
What is that?
Oh, geez, it will not let me type in 18.
Put space after the...
I did!
It just says security Pi no matter what you do. And it has an ID.
Wow, okay,
What does that do?
it's something.
How do you turn that off? Whoa. Oh, the IDs are the projects.
Yeah.
You put number,
Okay,
and you can put the hacker channel.
all right.
Okay, so don't put number.
Okay. Thanks, Tony D, for the GPIO answer. Tony D is Adafruit Northwest. Okay. So, licking cam.
Yeah.
Okay, Pi 0 on with Win 10. Nope. Specifically only for the Pi 2, which is the BCM. I don't remember. BCM 2709. All right. I like how you're just like, if there's a lull, you just switch to Bicam.
I just go to cat cam.
It's always, there's a lot of licking.
Hey, dude.
Cat? He's like, what are you doing to me? Okay.
Oops.
All right. Look at this cat. It's funny. All right. I'm gonna sip my Liptons. With another Q. I'm gonna do a little jig. Jig, jig. Jiggy, jig, jig. Jig, 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 jig. Jig, 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 jig. No more questions.
Yeah, you might just be too efficient with all the questions.
I'm like speed round, because I'm always speed rounding.
Yeah, we're kind of used to Ask an Engineer, so you might be.
Is there no okay. All right. How long before the launch did you know about the Pi Zero?
Oh.
Was it like?
So we didn't have them in hand until a couple days before Thanksgiving.
We had them in hand a few days before launch. We kind of, sort of knew something was new.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like we're getting tested to see if
A
we'll make
few
a mistake.
weeks. What?
Well, I feel like, we're getting tested to see if we'd make a mistake and, like, accidentally take a photo or leak or something like that.
Yeah.
But so far, we've never done that. It's nice.
We don't have NDA, but
Friend-DA.
we respect the Pi Foundation's wishes not to leak beats. When is new stock coming in? We booked another order. I don't know 100% for sure, but I believe we'll be getting a few thousand more in a week or two. No promises. Don't hold me to that date. Really, it's not up to me. Okay. What is the best touchscreen LCD for the Pi Zero? Bonsai. The Pi TFT will work just fine with the Jessie image. That's a pretty small touch screen. You can also use a HDMI display that uses USB mouse HID for touch. You can't use the Pi official 7-inch display because the Zero doesn't have a DSI port. G.R. Gabe asks me, are you aware of anybody doing things with the Pi 10 on the Pi 2? I know that there's a lot of stuff happening on hackster.io. That's where the tutorials are at. Check them out. Win 10 is still very new. It's like Microsoft is poking their toes into this maker world. Okay. I think that's the cues so far. Okay. What's a hackster.io? Is it hackster.io? What's the name of it?
What? What about extra?
What's the name of that site? It's hackster.io, right? Yeah.
It's another IO site.
Yeah, that's the name. I was like, did I get the URL wrong? Is a website. Oh, you're just kidding. No problem. I'm like so used to people asking like, well, what is this thing? And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Alonzo wants to know about dual screens. Like 2 HDMI monitors? Well, so the way Linux works on the Pi, you can have 2 screens, one via SPI, one via HDMI, and run X11, but not really at the same time. It's 2 frame buffers. Keepa uses this same. Wait, does it use the same traces? I can't recall, but I thought the Keepa uses the same core as HDMI, so you can't have both. You can have either Keepa, which is TTL, or HDMI. But you can also have SPI with any of them, and DSI if it existed on the Pi. It's a little confusing. That said, if you really want multiple small displays, you can bit-bang control the SPI displays via Python and PIL, and have as many really as you like, but they're slow and you aren't running X, you have to use PIL. Fellow did this with our OLEDs, and what was that thing that it was the merry-go-round?
I don't remember.
It was 40 of them.
Okay, good cat camera.
What's the name of those things where it's like it spins around? It's a Lazy Susan. Is it the Raspberry Pi OLED Lazy Susan? Yeah. Yeah, Zoetrope. Zoetrope.
Thank you, Phil B.
Thanks, Phil B. So it's like Lazy Susan. I was like, no, what's it called? It was the Zoetrope. There you go. See that project for how what to do with lots of little screens. Tony DiCola ported code for Python for many of our displays. So thank him. Okay. Now I'll find the Learn guide. So it was like Python. E.g. If someone wants to make a hat, how do they go about it in a legally correct manner? Okay, Bob, there's no lawfully governing body you must consult. There's requested guidelines. Really, nothing, nobody's gonna stop you. But if you want to be nice, they prefer if you keep it the standard hat size, same size as the Model A Plus. Add an I2C prom with some simple. Whoa!
That was an excellent cat cam I just got.
He's just like, I'm out of here?
Yeah.
All right, cat cam's
He's
over.
like, he was actually tired of this camera in his face. That's pretty cool. Eventually they get tired of it.
There's also a GitHub on this, github.com/Raspberry Pi, and then there's like the hats. Has all the deets. Cat's like, I don't want to be part of this cat cam no more. All right, so now it's Ada cam. They have to like, like lick.
There's two of you now.
All right. That's cool. No, my hair's a mess. I think it doesn't like it when I type a lot. Okay. Any word, if any of the other touch points at the bottom can be broken out to anything interesting? Well, I don't know. I hope so. I'd ask the Pi team if they have a forum. Yeah, I don't know what they are. The two D plus and D minus pins are pretty clear. Those are right under the USB micro. The rest unclear. Yeah, I don't know what the rest of these pins are. I mean, they're definitely GPIOs, but which GPIOs? I don't know. Yeah, I'll email Evan and ask what those breakouts are. Maybe he'll be cool. All right, I'm doing this for 40 minutes. I can do this for 5 hours.
No, I think we do the right amount now. It's fine.
No rest. I can't wait we can play Fallout afterwards, or I can play Candy Crush, or maybe I'll finish up this tutorial. I'll probably finish up this tutorial.
Bob is the co-author of the sudo command.
Rad.
Wow. Any questions about sudo?
I don't really have any questions about sudo. When was sudo written? Okay. He also had questions about rad hard versions. The Pi 0 is not rad hard. That's a pretty easy answer for the it's not rad hard. Will there be rad hardened version for my CubeSat? I don't know. I mean, does everything going in a CubeSat use rad hard electronics? Or do they just enclose it in lead? I've never done a CubeSat. I'm not. I think that if I were going to do something for a CubeSat, I probably wouldn't do something with Linux. I'd probably stick with a microcontroller. You can have watchdog timers, multiple boards to replicate functionality, ultra low power sleep modes. Okay. From a webpage, most of the test points match to B+. PP 14 to 19 to the SD card, and 0.134 for power supplies and ground. Do you know why aren't the pins described on the silk screen like they usually are on Arduinos and other boards? Not sure why the pins aren't marked. I think it's likely that people who were doing the layout were more focused on functionality, pricing, and less on silk screen design. It's just what you have the time to focus on. Maybe it's hard to fit that much text without moving a lot of parts around. I lost a fill. Later. You see, I have a pipe 2 here. I can look at the. Also, with a double pin header, it's if you don't have space on both sides, can get confusing. And since the header is right up against the edge, that could be part of it too. It's you don't want to have people be off by 1. Hey, it's Cat.
Yeah.
Cat scratch cam. What's the unpopulated 8-pin connector on the bottom of the Pi Zero? I don't know. But it's got run.
This is Star Trek.
I think it's JTAG or some other programming port. 1 pin is connected to run, which is the reset.
Okay. So this is the hack chat, and I wanted to do a video so folks can see kind of what's going on around this little area here.
Okay.
So that's it. So that's the 360 video there.
Okay, Mithras Pen asks, any chance of micro HDMI to VGA in the Adafruit store for some odd reason I like by Amazon Adafruit logo? We're looking to get a mini HDMI to VGA all-in-one adapter. Has to be tested first, so samples are on the way. Hi, Cat. I was like, I can sense something.
Good sense of cat.
I can sense a cat. Hey, Cat. Please thank the Raspberry Foundation for the decent mounting hole. It's going to be a standard form factor.
I think you had asked for this a long time ago. Didn't you? Weren't you the one?
I did for after the Pi 1.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely gonna keep mounting holes on all Pis going forward, which is a yay. The form factor is just 60% A plus sized. I'm not aware of any new Pi boards coming out in this size, but perhaps they will one day. Okay, last question. I don't design, manufacture, or really have any control over what the foundation does other than bribing them with Korean barbecue. Here, number 4. Okay. Do you have any plans for power supply board for the Pis, one that will include shutdown and power off buttons? Benchoff asks, there's Korean barbecue in New York City.
There's like
Clearly, Benchoff has never been to New York City.
there's like 20.
There's a Koreatown. So, yes. Okay, sorry. So, Rudd. Well, I do have a design for a hat that is like a bat charger plus power boost type thing. So for that, you can turn it off and on, but you don't really want to do that with Linux anyhow. So what I recommend is to check out our PyTFT kernel, which includes the power switch kernel module, which lets you connect a button to any pin, and that sends the shutdown command to the Pi. You can have it act like a push button or a switch. It's a kernel module option. Let me see if I can find that. FAQ. Extras. Okay. You don't need to use the PyTFT part of the kernel. Okay. Word.
Okay.
Okay, that was a 45-minute chat. Cool. I can do speed round for a few more minutes. Just 2 more minutes. Then I gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Kumar, trying really hard. It's challenging to get stable chipset supplies. Only have like 110% for the Pi. Well, yeah, there's no ADC, so you can use DHU22 or one wire. People like one wire. It's easy. What color switches in the keyboard? I don't understand the question.
So we're wrapping up the Hackaday Hack Chat, and I wanted to try a couple other test shots with this Pico Theta S.
Fifth and Pi 0.
They need to say hello to this spherical camera. Hello, spherical camera.
It's really a fixie pie. Can't remove anything. Does not have any scale chips on it, so no, it is not affected. Oh my god, he's deleted my thing. Ugh. Doesn't have the chip scale packages, so it is not affected by the light flash thingy.
Okay. We'll get in here.
Yeah. This chat thing is kind of a mess.
This is tough. I'm really impressed that this all works.
I know, but it's like all the symbols mean different things in
Yeah.
every other chat. So, like, hold on. So, no plans to discontinue.
All right.
Okay, I think that's it. I've got all the questions
All right.
answered.
Thank you, everybody. This has been from this
Later.
Lady Ada. I'm your behind the scenes
Floating head.
PT.
I'm the floating head today.
And this was part of the Hack Chat. Hackaday, thank you so much, Sophie, everyone at Hackaday. This will be up online shortly, broadcasted on 5 networks. See everybody next week. If you like this, check out Ask an Engineer, Show and Tell, Orb Electronics, 3D Hangouts, and the Death of Lady Ada on an almost daily basis now.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
hey,
house
cat.
cats everywhere.
Cat's coming back.
Yeah, he's back. Okay. All right, we'll see everybody soon.
Later, everybody.
And we are...
I guess just close his window.
Yeah.